Persuasion is one of the most underrated, yet powerful skills a person can develop. The world is not controlled by those who are the smartest, the strongest, or even the richest. It's controlled by those who can make others believe in them, trust them, and follow their lead. Today, we're not talking about manipulation. That's a different subject for another day. This is about influence, leadership, and strategic communication. This video is divided into 3 parts. The Julius Caesar case study, a deep dive into how he persuaded an entire empire, practical persuasion techniques, proven methods you can use in daily life. Final disclaimer, where to use persuasion, where not to, and how to stay undetected. By the end of this video, you'll understand how persuasion works, how to apply it effectively, and most importantly, how to protect yourself from being persuaded by others. Let's begin. Julius Caesar wasn't born into absolute power. In the early days of Rome, he was just another ambitious politician surrounded by powerful senators who hated him. So, how did he go from being an ordinary military leader to the ruler of Rome? He did something brilliant. He persuaded an entire nation to hand him power willingly. The strategy, making people want what you want. Caesar understood one thing better than anyone: that people don't follow orders, they follow belief. Instead of demanding control, he made people believe he was their only hope. He gave powerful speeches, not about himself, but about Rome's future. He positioned himself as the hero of the common people. He framed his enemies as corrupt elites who didn't care about Rome. Caesar never openly said, "Give me power." Instead, he made people believe that giving him power was their own idea. And that's persuasion at its finest. When his enemies in the Senate finally tried to stop him, it was already too late. The people loved him more than the government itself. They didn't just accept him as ruler, they demanded it. What can we learn? Caesar's rise teaches us 2 key persuasion principles. First, don't push people, make them pull themselves. If you try to force someone to agree with you, they resist. But if you make them feel like they discovered the idea themselves, they embrace it. Second, public perception is more powerful than private truth. It's not about what you believe, it's about what others are convinced is true. Now that we've seen how persuasion works in history, let's talk about how you can apply it. Here are 5 powerful persuasion techniques that you can use in conversations, business, relationships, or even personal growth. 1. The illusion of choice. The best persuaders don't say, "Do this." Instead, they offer 2 choices, both leading to the same outcome. Example, instead of saying, "Can we meet tomorrow?" you say, "Would you prefer to meet in the morning or afternoon?" Now, instead of thinking if they want to meet, they're thinking when they want to meet. You just persuaded them without resistance. 2. The power of silence. Most people fear silence in conversations. They rush to fill gaps with words. Smart persuaders use this against them. When negotiating, say your request and then stop talking. The longer you stay silent, the more pressure the other person feels to respond, usually in your favor. When someone is explaining something, let them keep talking. The more they speak, the more likely they are to reveal useful information. This works because humans are uncomfortable with empty space. 3. Mirroring and adaptation. People trust those who feel familiar to them. If you subtly mirror someone's body language, tone, or phrasing, they will unconsciously feel more connected to you. This technique is used in sales, negotiations, social interactions. It builds instant rapport without the other person realizing why. 4. The rule of reciprocity. Humans have a deep psychological instinct. When someone does something for us, we feel obligated to return the favor. Smart persuaders use this to their advantage. Example, a salesperson gives you a free sample 1. You feel like you owe them, making you more likely to buy. A negotiator offers a small compromise first. You feel the need to reciprocate by agreeing to their larger request. This technique is used in marketing, politics, and everyday persuasion. 5. Social proof. The everyone is doing it effect. Humans are wired to follow what the majority believes. If everyone around us believes something is right, we are more likely to agree. Persuaders use this in advertisements. 9 out of 10 people recommend this. Public speaking. Millions have already joined this movement. Social influence. Everyone is switching to this method. By making something look popular, you make it believable. Now, here's the list of 20 tips and tricks. If you can't see it properly, you can download the PDF from my description or pinned comment. Remember, the goal is not to cram these tricks, but to understand and implement in your life. Persuasion is a powerful tool, but it must be used wisely. It can open doors, build relationships, and help you achieve your goals, or it can destroy trust and ruin reputations if used irresponsibly. Let's go deeper into where you should use persuasion and where you must avoid it. Use persuasion to 1. Achieve strategic goals. Persuasion is a tool to guide others towards an outcome that benefits both you and them. Use it to align people with your vision for a common goal. 2. Influence without force. True persuasion doesn't involve manipulation. It's about subtly guiding others' decisions, not forcing them into compliance, especially when they trust you. 3. Establish credibility. Persuasion builds trust. When used correctly, it helps others see you as a reliable, logical source of value and leadership. Avoid persuasion when 1. It crosses ethical boundaries. Persuasion should never be used to mislead or exploit people for personal gain. The moment you manipulate, you lose your integrity. 2. It's driven by personal agenda. If your goal is only to satisfy your own needs and not to create a win-win scenario, it will backfire in the long run. 3. It's used without consideration for consequences. Every action has a reaction. Use persuasion without understanding the long-term effects, and you risk alienating others or damaging relationships. Mastering persuasion is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. It's not about forcing people, it's about guiding them. It's not about manipulation, it's about understanding. And if you can learn how to make people believe in your vision, you'll never need to force anything again. If you found this useful, follow for more. And stay tuned, because soon, we'll be talking about manipulation, the darker side of influence. Until next time.